This week we have a testimony from Gamu, who was struck by a vehicle whilst walking in town with a baby on her back and crashed into a wall and was paralyzed from the waist going down. I was walking in town with my baby on my back. As I was walking, I didn't see where the car came from, but I was walking on the pavement, and as I was walking on the pavement, I just found myself inside the building under the rebel, and I didn't know what had happened and how I had gotten there. But later on I discovered that I couldn't find my baby, so I began to crying my baby, and people came to assist me. So they took the baby and put the baby on the road, and the only thing I was able to ask is how is my baby, because the bricks had fallen on me and I was unable to speak. So when I asked where my baby was, that's when they told me where my baby was. They rushed us to the hospital, and we were put in emergency ward. So we were 3 of us. There was an old man who had broken his legs and was taken to the x-ray, and my baby was put in the infants ward, and I was put to the female ward. The old man died at the hospital, and whilst I was in the female ward, I was unable to see my baby because I was unable to move. I was stuck to my bed because I was paralyzed from the waist going down. So my baby died on Saturday. That's when my baby died, and the apostle came and prayed for me. People had to put me in a sitting position for the man of God, Apostle Chrispen, to pray for me. So when the man of God prayed for me, I felt the pain disappear, but then I don't know what happened at that time. It was only after he had left that I felt that I could feel my feet and I could sit on my own. So when I told the people that I can't feel any pain, the people laughed, and I told them that I had been healed and I had gotten my deliverance. So I got up and I walked up a flight of stairs just to show them that I had been healed and delivered, and it was then that the people believed that indeed I had been healed by the prayers that the man of God had made. For several years, Mr. Benjami Ndhlovu lived under a generational curse and had a hard time keeping a job. And whenever he was employed, he says that he was usually overworked and underpaid. But as he came to our services, the man of God picked him out of the crowd and gave him a prophecy. And the man of God prophesied that there was somebody in the crowd who was going to get a job, and that person was under a generational curse and for years was struggling to hold down a job. So let us hear the testimony from Mr. Benjami Ndhlovu himself.
Right, in the first place, he gave me the prophet before I went for counseling. But later I had to organize ourselves as a family together. We had a day that we had to go and visit the apostle and his apostle and the prophet and the prophetess. At the same time, these people sat down with us, give us the counseling throughout. It was almost 2-3 hours their house, and we were given a strong counseling over, whereby they even say that you people as a family have got to have the same heart, same feeling, the same prayers, and so strong to make sure that at least we can also assist you to go over the problems that you're encountering. So we after the counseling, we went back home, and every Sunday I could come to the church, and together as a family coming for deliverance until such time. The other day the prophet said someone is going to get his job, but that job, it means the people are going to fetch him. Instead, he's not going to look for a job, and the job is going to look for him. I feel touched if it comes up to that, because even by the time I came for testimony, I was really touched when people, raised me up up to this car when I to give my testimony that at least I got the job, and as it stands.
Currently, Mr. Chingotla is working as a mining manager at a mining company where he is currently employed with a very good remuneration package of worth thousands of dollars, of which was prophesied by the man of God. So let us give glory and thanks to God, for God indeed is able. This week we have another testimony of a miracle from Mr. Benjami Ndhlovu, whose wife was due to give birth to a baby girl. But after prayer from the man of God, we now have a testimony. So let us hear it from Mr. Ndhlovu himself on exactly what transpired in his life.
I would like to witness to the goodness of God. Mine and my wife is a miracle we received from God when my wife was pregnant and she went for a scan. The scan said she's going to have a baby girl, but she wanted a baby girl, I wanted a baby boy. I've always wanted to have a girl to fulfill the prophecy that I was given some 6-7 years back by another servant of God, that I'm going to have 3 children, 2 girls, one after the other, and the last being a boy. My wife went to the scan 2 times, and she really was positive that she's carrying a female fetus.
We have record of medical reports to indicate that indeed Mr. Benjami Ndhlovu's wife was carrying the fetus of a baby girl.
All the preparations were for the baby girl since she was already 8 months and 2 weeks gone. So we're just expecting a baby girl. Until that time when she was prayed for, it was during the service in Harare, and the man of God asked all those with some prayer requests, of which my wife was one of them. She went straight to the prayer line and asked the man of God that he could pray for her, that she could give birth to a baby boy. Though she really knew that she was almost due and she was carrying a baby female. 2 weeks before she was due, that's when she was prayed for, that she could receive a miracle of a baby boy. Well, she said that when she was prayed for, she didn't feel anything, but because she had faith and she believed that she has got what she wanted for. And then soon after that, when she was really due, she came here in Chrispen. That's where she gave birth. It was around midnight when she called me saying, guess what? I've given birth and the baby is a boy. I couldn't believe my ears, but since I remembered the prayer request that she said 2 weeks ago, the man of God has prayed for her, we got our miracle.
But Jesus said unto her, Woman, if you only believe, will you see the great glory of God? And indeed we have seen the mighty hand of the Lord. In another service held on the 10th of July, the man of God prayed for a man whose head was balding, and as the man of God began to pray for the man, we began to witness hair beginning to grow as the man of God prayed for him. 2 weeks later, the man came to give testimony of his miracle, and indeed it was visible that there was change on his balding head as more hair had grown, and his sister was able to testify that indeed a miracle had been witnessed in his life. So we believe that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we can think, ask, or imagine.